Hi, everybody. I'm going to try to see if I'm actually live. Give me 1 second. Live. Give me 1 second. Okay, we are live. Okay, you guys. Happy Tuesday. It's been a little bit of a minute. Um, but I just wanted to come on here today, and this is a fitness and health and lifestyle channel. And so I talk about everything, but I wanted to talk about how I'm noticing that fitness and relationships and everything is kind of being ruined by social media. And I hate to be dark and negative about it, but it's just the truth. What I'm noticing is across all things in life and how much of an effect that social media has on people's lives. So I want to talk about relationships because that's the content that is at the forefront of my mind. And then I want to talk about how social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube is, changing and really, like, in my opinion, kind of ruining fitness and ruining the fitness industry and ruining the health industry. So, first, I want to talk about how social media has ruined relationships, in my personal opinion. Um, I was dating for a very long time up until last month. You guys know I got married last month, but up until then, I was dating. And I started to notice a large number of men on like dating apps and even just meeting them in person to mimic like some of the sentiments that I was seeing on social media, and I was like, that's weird. So I was on, okay, I'll just tell you guys which dating apps, because I've tried them all for various reasons, some for friends, some for me, so whatever. But let's see, I was on Hinge, and a couple of the profiles on Hinge were like, must be fit, feminine, and friendly. And I was immediately like, nope, bye. Not because I'm none of those things, but you all know where that term comes from. Right? And so I was like, "Oh, this is sick. This is not good. This is not good." If you are listening to a person like Kevin Samuels, who has his issues, and then so much so that you're applying every single one of his concepts to real life, we have a problem. And why am I saying that this is ruining social media is ruining relationships? If all that people are listening to is the Kevin Samuels or the divestors, or like if you're only listening to extremes and you are not living a real life, because remember, a lot of people who listen to these extremes, like they live their entire parasocial existence, it's all online. They don't actually interact with human beings. They don't actually interact with real people. They don't have large friend groups. A lot of these people are what you would call an incel. So they don't actually see people in real life. And so if that's all you're seeing, that is your world. That is scary to me. So if you're listening to Kevin Samuels talk about how every single woman is just out for your money and every single woman is not feminine enough and every single woman is overweight, you are not living in reality, because that's just not reality. I mean, are a large number of people in the United States overweight? Yes. I am a fitness channel. Half of the United States is fat, okay? And that doesn't make them bad people. That makes them people who have not valued their health well enough, right? So if we're what I'm seeing is I'm like, wow, you are watching a Kevin Samuels or you're watching the extreme divestors who are like, we hate black men and we hate, we only date white men. And it's like, and every white man is better than every black. Like, if that's your entire vision and that's in your entire world, then you're walking through reality with a YouTube or a TikTok or Instagram mindset. That is weird. That is not okay. You are taking out, taking out your grievances on real life people, like online grievances. Now, will I say that there's a problem in the Black community? Yes, that's a fact, right? But is every single Black woman overweight, unfeminine, not friendly? No. Is every single Black man, whatever, this, that, the third? No. It's is there some kind of truth to that stuff? Yes. But my problem with social media and what I think is happening is it's actually the combination of not living in the real world. So people are not actually like engaging in social activity like with real people, and they're only listening to the words and listening to the commentary in red pill circles or in circles. And we all know that whatever you search out, you will see, right? Let's bring it back to me. When I wasn't ready to get married, every single man was horrible. Every single man was just not it when I wasn't ready to get married. When I was ready to get married, meaning I knew exactly what I was looking for, in what shape, in what, and not even physical shape, like in what form, like what kind of person, what was his characteristics, what was his thought process, what kind of mindset did he have, what kind of job did he have. Yes, that was on my list. What kind of job? Because the Bible calls for men to protect and provide. This is a simple biblical fact. Then I was ready, and it didn't actually matter what he looked like at that point. To me, it was all about what characteristics does he have, right? So when I was ready, then I could see reality, which is there a bunch of hot messes walking around? 500%. But in the hot mess, there are some diamonds and they're out there. So there's a lot of good men out there. I chose to believe that and I chose to see that based on what I wanted. My personal belief is that a lot of these people don't know what they want, or they want a social media version. That's the other way that social media has ruined relationships. A lot of people want social media people without doing social media work. Meaning, we're seeing a lot of relationships where people are like in these blossoming, healthy, thriving, wonderful relationships. They've been married 7, 8, 10 years and have gone through a lot of work. And a lot of people are looking for the end product without the work. So we're watching social media, we're seeing these couples. Oh, my husband does this and my wife does this, but they went through 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years of trials and tribulations and fighting for each other. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me read you guys' comments. 600,000 die of obesity every year. I think it's incredible. Yeah, we know Americans are overweight, 500%. Red pill and men complaining is equal to women only fan. Yeah, actually, exactly. I agree with you. I think that the red pill and the whole we hate women and all women are this is very much equal to the women who say the same thing about men. It's all two sides of the same coin. Let's see. I refuse to date in America because of the differences in value system. I think that a lot of people in the United States, a lot of them actually have have the same values, and like I guess you would consider them like foreign or conservative values, but you got to find them. You got to find them, and I think a lot of that is a result of social media. Like people are, a lot of people are being influenced to have a certain thought process around relationships and men and women, and so it's strange. I didn't feel valued in the United States and got rejected a lot. Yeah. Yep. Um, it's definitely I would say it's definitely interesting for men and women because yeah, there's a lot of issues that I can't get into on this live. But um let me look at my notes. I was going to say something. Oh, the other thing that social media has ruined, I think all of these skits that we're seeing that are actually turning out to be fake. Like there is this mission, and I'm not sure why the algorithm is pushing this stuff. There is this mission to shed women in a certain light and men in a certain light, particularly Black women in a certain light and Black men in a certain light. And there was that skit the other day that came out where the girl was like, "Oh, she ate like 23 oysters and refused to pay." Turns out that was a skit. You have to ask yourself, why are they pushing this on social media? Turns out it wasn't real life, but it's like the message that they're trying to get out for some odd reason is these women are not dateable. That's bad. It's like, what interest does Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube have in pushing that narrative? That's scary. It is allowing, this content really is propaganda. It's propaganda. And the girl at the Cheesecake Factory, turns out there were 3 different versions of that story. She actually recorded it 3 different times. This girl was like, "I'm not going to the Cheesecake Factory." um, for a date, which first of all, Cheesecake Factory bread is so dang good. I don't know. I buy it from Safeway all the time. It is so good. I love the Cheesecake Factory bread. So, but yes, all of them were skits. They're skits. These are skits that they're putting on. And what is so interesting is social media takes small versions of that. Do I think that women are out here acting kind of funny because of social media? Yes, I do. I do think that there are women out here being like, "Oh, I don't ever want to go on a coffee date," or "I don't ever want to do that." That okay, and social media takes it and extrapolates it, makes it bigger than it is, and then we're like, "Oh, see, this is how women are," and it's like, no, there is a method and a mission to, for some reason, devalue women and Black women in particular. It's very, very strange. I'm trying to figure out what the motive is, but the a lot of these skits are happening, and it's ruining relationships. It's ruining the way that people view women. And again, what's so dangerous about this is that you will see bits like scaled down versions of this in real life, and then you see it on social media and you're like, see, I was right. Do you know what I mean? And that's what's really scary, is that there are these like small, you know, instances in life where you may see a girl with an attitude at a meal, or you may see a girl, refuse to go to, on a coffee date, but then social media takes it and blows it up and makes sure that it's like everybody is doing this thing. Lil Tay, I don't think Lil Tay is actually Black. I actually think she's Filipino, and she's doing what we call black fishing, which is using Black accents, Black scents, and trying to do curl her baby hairs. I'm pretty sure she's actually not Black. Um, I believe that she's actually like Filipino or something. Yeah, Lil Tay is. I don't think she's actually Black. If I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure she's actually not Black. He said Lil Tay's Black and she's a 6-year-old rapping about sex. And oh, yeah, I don't know. I want to do a video on the difference between Beyonce's child and Kim Kardashian's child, and the way that they dress, and the sexualization of 10-year-old girls in America. That's a whole nother live, because that is like, social media has ruined childhood. That's my next live. Because it has. It's crazy to look at the difference between like Kim Kardashian's child and how she dresses versus how Beyonce had Blue Ivy dancing at her shows. Okay, I'm thinking of someone else. Then I'll have to look them up, because but that's the culture. And that's another thing with social media, which I'll talk about. Another thing is that social media is ruining childhood. So all these people are trying to grow up. People are putting their kids in adultified positions to make money on social media. It's sick. The other thing I wanted to talk about in relation to into relationship to social media and relationships is that we've lost the ability to critically think. In my opinion, we've lost the ability to think critically about anything, because social media is limited. You're limited in social media to like 150 words. Maybe a caption in Instagram is like 500 words. Maybe, I don't even think that. You're like, we're so used to seeing short form content that I'm becoming concerned that we can't nuance things anymore, right? So we're watching a video of a divester or someone saying they had this experience with this Black man. We're watching a Kevin Samuels, and now it's like black and white. Black women are like this, Black men are like this, men are like this, women are like this, Americans are like this, foreign women are not. And it's like, we have lost the ability to think critically. And when you have all of this content that's like finger pointing, you never have to work on yourself. Like, that is the biggest thing for me in terms of relationships that has changed the game for me. When I decided to work on myself, like, how am I, instead of being like, there's something wrong with all these people, how about there's something wrong with me? Like, that was my line. How did I contribute to this hot mess I'm in? If men and women would ask that question, the world would be better off. How did I contribute to this hot mess that I'm in? What did I do, and how do I change? That is a question that people have to become comfortable asking. But with social media, it's more comfortable to just be like, they're the problem. This group of people is the problem. women are the problem. It's American women. It's non women are no longer feminine. Well, a lot of these women, yes, feminism has changed the way that women behave. 500% without a doubt, right? But social media has changed the way that men behave, and men allowed it. They allowed it. They were not fighting back and saying, "Hey, they enjoyed it. They enjoyed not having to work as much. They enjoyed having a dual income. Like, let's call it a spade a spade." Um, when I came to the United States, I was just 15 years old. I was so sheltered. A virgin. Oh my gosh. It's a blessing to not know what a virgin is, honestly, to some degree. But yeah, in high school, you most people know what that is. Oh yeah. When I grew up in Vancouver, I remember all my parents. Oh, when I came to the United States, I was shocked. The majority of kids live with that one parent. Yeah. I mean, there are so many factors, but there are so many factors that go into how a person behaves and how relationships are we work in relationships. And yeah, one of them is not even knowing like what healthy relationships look like. If you've only had one parent, it's hard to determine what a healthy relationship is like. And if you had two parents that were highly dysfunctional, you also don't know what a healthy relationship is like. Let's not pretend like all two parent homes are amazing. But I do think that you combine those factors with social media and you have a disaster. You have extremes on either side. The second thing I wanted to talk about was how social media is ruining like the fitness industry and health and wellness. Again, I think the issue here is extremes. On any given day, there's another product being pushed for weight loss. There's another product being pushed for you're snatching your waist or for growing your butt. And I think we kind of saw this rise in BBLs because of what was being marketed on social media. We know that for a while, if you had a snatched waist and a big butt and you just showed pictures of yourself in a bikini, you were getting hundreds of thousands of followers. And if you were smart, you monetized it by selling something or doing, advertising things. And we're kind of seeing the downward trend of that. Now what's happening is people are selling transformations that they didn't themselves receive from that product or from their workouts. So you'll see a lot of girls being like, my whatever workout, but really they were working out for 6, 7, 8 years and then got that product and then got that result. But they're selling you a package, a 12-week package or a 12-week workout that didn't is not the thing that they did to work out. They're leaving out so many nuances. And again, this goes back to not being able to think critically and not being able to separate reality. The reality is that if you want to be healthy, you have to change your whole life. It is not going to be a product. It's not going to be this one thing. You have to transform and destroy your old self and then come into a new being so that your whole entire mindset and your rewiring is, hey, I'm a fitness, like I'm healthy. But with social media, with fitness, it's like we almost get rid of time. We get rid of with the way that transformations are working, we're not being honest with, hey, this took 6 months or 6 years even. This took weeks on weeks on weeks for this transformation to happen. And I had to give up my friends. And I had to give up alcohol for a little bit of time. And I had to be a little strict with my diet. And I had to say no to a couple of work events. And I had to change what I eat when I go to work events. And when I go to eat at restaurants, now I have to do this. And now that I drink again, I have to choose a different kind of drink. No one's talking about that. We're just talking about the immediate. And people are getting scammed out of their mind because they're expecting a 3-year transformation in a 12-week package. Yes, all of these girls look alike. It's creepy. There's no originality. I was just having a conversation with someone about how everyone in LA kind of looks the same now. They have they all have the same like jawline and the same lips and then the same eyelashes and the same eyebrows, especially with eyebrow lamination. Everybody has the same eyebrows now. And I'm like, that's kind of strange. But with social media, because that's the image that's presented as this is marketable, this is what's good for you. Yeah, that's what people are doing. And I think the other thing that's really harmful with social media and fitness is there's a lot of people who have never coached a person in real life. Like they have not actually trained people in real life. They have not done an exercise in real life, taught someone how to perform an exercise in real life, worked with real populations of people, and they're just selling programs. And people are getting sick. People are ruining their metabolisms. They are gaining outrageous amounts of weight after doing these programs because they're not designed for people. They're not designed for the average person. And people are, they're ruining their lives over these programs. And the fitness industry used to be a little more controlled before social media. You had to have certifications. People were going to gyms to get trained, and even if there were bad trainers at gyms, at the very least, you could see people training at a gym. People were going to people with nutrition experience and certifications to get nutrition advice. Now, every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Susan on social media is telling you to do this, this, and this, and this without even figuring out if your blood type accepts it, if your body responds to well, if you have allergies, if you have, whatever. They're not asking you for your medical history before recommending things to you. And people are just grabbing at straws when the reality is the basics work. The basics still work. Like before you even do a program, you should stop drinking for 6 months. Seriously, stop drinking for 6 months. Get 8 hours of sleep. Drink, let's say 9 cups of water, like half your body weight in ounces of water or less if you're going to put salt in it. Walk for 30 to 60 minutes every day and weight train twice a week. See what happens. If you're not doing the bare minimum, there is no product that's going to help you. But with social media, everybody is telling you that it's just this thing, it's just this magic pill, it's just this magic product, it's just this one extra thing that you have to do. When the reality is, at the end of the day, all of my clients who have lost weight have done the basics. They stop drinking alcohol for a while, they get their rest, they walk for 30, 60 minutes a day, they drink their water, they reduce their stress, they eat their fruits and vegetables, and they wait. They have patience. They wait. They wait because we play the long game where I come from. And fitness and social media is the short game. And the last thing I'll say about fitness and social media is that fitness is not looking good, right? So we talk about a BBL, we talk about a shape, right? That's not being fit. Like these girls could not run away from a dog if they needed to. They couldn't. They couldn't jog a mile if they had to. If they were stuck in the wilderness, they would not be able to survive because they just don't have the strength to pick up a log and go build something. A lot of these people are not like actually fit, like strong and healthy. They have manipulated their body, whether it's surgery, whether it's, corsets, whatever. They have manipulated their body to look a certain way, but they are actually not healthy. And that's not a dig on them. Maybe they don't want to be healthy. Maybe they just care. Maybe they only care about looking good. And that's fine. If that's what people want, that's fine. But we cannot call that fitness. We cannot call that health. That is not health. Health is an inside out job. And I understand that on social media, it's really hard to promote that because of the short form content. But we've gone to the extreme and just said, well, here's a picture. You'll look like that and you'll be healthy. And it's simply not true. The basics still work. You could just do squats, push-ups, lunges, tricep dips every single day and be fitter than most people in America because the basic exercises still work. The basic food principles still work. Eat whole nutrient dense foods. That stuff still works. You don't need a magic pill. You don't even need a coach. I am a coach, and I'm telling you, you don't even need a coach. You just need to have common sense. You just need to have common sense, which is, oh, probably shouldn't poison my body every day with this. Probably shouldn't move. Like, that's good, you know? So yeah, that's the end of my rant today. I gotta go. I was supposed to clean out one of the boxes before my husband got home. I've got about an hour, so I gotta go and clean. Where I'm like getting through each box at a time. And there's one left in the bedroom that I'm supposed to be getting rid of today. So I gotta go do that, you guys. But it was such a blast chatting with you guys about relationships and social media and all that. And I'm gonna try and get back on live more. I've been just, you know, just trying to get into a rhythm being married. So yeah, it was great chatting with you guys. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It costs nothing to support me. If you just like and share these videos, it costs nothing to support me. And if you're looking for coaching, I am a coach, even though I just told you you don't need one. You can always send me a message and I will get back to you about my coaching services. All right, you guys, have a good Tuesday, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.